was this man who was coming in almost daily and finding things to fight about with the cashiers. And one day he came in and he was upset because we didn't have a chip reader. And he was like, you still don't have one? And I said, nope. And he said, what if somebody steals my information when I swipe my card? And I was like, dude, that would suck. And he was like, I just feel really uncomfortable that you're making me swipe my card. You should have a chip reader by now. And I was like, if you'd like, you're always welcome to leave and go to a store that does have a chip reader. And he was pissed, but he let me finish ringing up his groceries, swiped his card, and then instead of leaving, he went over to my coworker who was stocking shelves and said, hi, I just wanted to let you know that that blonde girl that's working at the register right now has an attitude, and I would like you to take me to your manager so that I can tell them, and I would like you to tell your manager. And my coworker went, okay. And then she walked over to me and she was like, hi, he wanted me to tell you, my manager, that, you have an attitude?
Am I wrong for refusing to divorce my husband? I, 30 female, met my husband Dave, 32 male, when we were little. He's been my best friend since we were 10. We were raised in very conservative Christian families in the Bible Belt. He followed the script expected of us. Dated in high school, engaged in college, married after his graduation, and kids after I established a career. My kids are 5 and 3. We've been married for 10 years. We separated but stayed legally married 3.5 years ago because I finally admitted to him and myself that I'm a lesbian. I did not see you. I thought that I could fake it till I make it, but I just couldn't do it anymore. It was strained for a while and we continued couples therapy. Ultimately, we both wanted to do the best for our kids. For us, that meant continuing to live together. He lives in the apartment above our detached garage because neither of us want to be single parents. Eventually, we both started dating other people and I met my girlfriend Krista a 1.5 years ago. She knew that I had kids and an unconventional co-parenting arrangement up front, and I told her I was still legally married after 6 months of dating. She had been fine with our living/co-parenting style prior to this, but was less than thrilled by my lack of official divorce. She asked if divorce was eventful, and I told her yes. Dave and I agreed we divorced when it was no longer mutually beneficial to remain married. For example, a new potential spouse. The longer Krista and I were together, the more my being married bothered her. She feels remaining married symbolizes I'm subconsciously clinging to my straight identity and is a barrier to moving on with my life, which I mildly disagree with but understand. She does not want to get married and had voiced the opinion that it was just a piece of paper, so I'm surprised it's become such a big deal. I agreed 4 months ago that I would bring it up with Dave and set a timeline for divorce by the end of this year to make her happy. 2 months ago, Dave's company downsized his job, and a week later he found out his increasing fatigue and illness was aggressive leukemia. He's undergoing treatment that is estimated to be 10% effective in cases like his, and they told him to consider that this might be terminal. If the treatment fails, they've given him 6 months to a year. For Krista, this changes nothing. For me, divorcing Dave now would make what is potentially his final months even harder than they have to be. Whether she likes it or not, he's the father of my children and my oldest friend. To force the issue while he's fighting for his life would be incredibly selfish and damaging to both him and our kids.
One time I was applying to work at this glorified hot dog stand in this complex of all these other little shops, and it would have been a great job because 1, free hot dogs, and then 2, they all gave each other a discount, all the shops in the complex, so that would have been great for my wallet. And this guy named Steve interviewed me, and then he gave me a callback interview, and then at the callback interview he let me know that I was not going to be hired. So I went and I got a job at the froyo shop right next to the hot dog stand. And the very next day after I got hired, who walks in but Steve? And he was like, oh, it's you. Could I get a discount on some froyo over there? And I was like, oh, I don't know, Steve. I mean, I really like you, but I just feel like the opportunities that we have here, they're just not a good fit for you. And so maybe you should go check out some of the other stores in the complex and they can help you find what you're looking for.
I know y'all like the chisme, y'all like the tea. Ooh, and I got some for you today. So I'm not going to tell you who, when, or why because I ain't trying to start nothing. But so I was dating this guy and his mother came to my church. And she had already met me, okay? She knew who I was. Don't play with me. And she went up to my best friend, knowing that's my best friend. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that my son is dating you. You're so beautiful. What? Bruh, are you serious? And my best friend was like, that's not me. You know that. She's like, oh, you just look so much like her. Fam, she's 30 shades lighter than me. No, that's a lie. You literally can't. Like, why she gonna do that?
My biggest, like, kryptonite weakness in life is my teeny tiny little gerbil bladder. I can't go on without peeing at all. I could do so much with my life if I wasn't in the bathroom 15 times a day, but it is what it is. I do hydrate very well. Anyway, we were on a road trip one time, and I had to pee so bad that there was nowhere to pee was the problem. Was there were all these cars driving by, and so it wasn't like I could pee on the side of the road. And finally, we're driving past this lake with a giant mound of dirt. And I thought, oh, I could pee behind that mound of dirt. So I was like, Mom, Dad, let me out of the car. And they did. And I had the pee stress. You know, when you almost get like angry from holding in pee. Does it happen to anybody else? And so I sprinted behind the mound of dirt, and I got to pee, and I was just like, whew. And then midstream, I looked up, and there was a boat. Right in front of me, there's a boat with people on it, but they were all very respectfully turned around like they were looking at a green light or something at the other side of the lake. Like, I didn't see them initially because of the pee stress. I just ran right by the boat and squatted down and ripped my... In movies and TV shows, a common piece of the story is a character getting bailed out of jail by a friend or family member, which makes no sense to me because I have no friends who would bail me out of jail. None. Anybody I called would just be like, you're in jail? Well, for how long? Well, honey, this is why you shouldn't go skinny dipping in the river rapids at Disneyland. Yeah, honestly, it's gross. Hey, but you know what? You can do anything for 3 weeks, right? You can. I believe in you, girl. You got this, okay? Okay, I'm gonna hang up now, but good luck. Like, that is what they would say. And if I called my parents, even worse, they would just be like, don't do illegal things and you won't get thrown in jail. Also, Katie, don't tell anyone about this because it's very embarrassing for us as a family.
So a lot of white people thought I was coming for them in this video. So let me make you feel a little bit better. What I do like about white people is y'all always on time, on task, and on a mission. Y'all always be showing up at 12:59 a.m. when the invitation says 1 p.m. Like, y'all be excited to be number one, the first person there. Is it a competition between y'all that we don't know about, that y'all try to see who is the first one there? Do y'all win something? All I'm saying is it's embarrassing that when we have events or parties, we have to tell our white guests to show up an hour late or put it on the invitation like an hour later so they could be guests at the party by the time they show up. I can't with us.
I just left my roommate's date standing out in the cold because I did not like his vibe. I mean, I was walking towards the front of the house. I see this man leering through our window, and so I go to look back out the window at him, and at that point he didn't notice me because he was looking at his phone on our front porch, and I was just like, no, you look like a mean mofo. I do not like the energy that is on our porch right now. So instead of letting him in, I just went back to my bedroom and I texted my roommate and I was like, yo, come get your mans off of our porch. And she did, and I did not like him. Like, he came in and immediately announced himself as not a dog person because we have 3 dogs. And I was just like, excuse me, sir, I don't like the tone you're taking with my roommate's dog, okay? But I didn't really say that to him because I was in a different room eavesdropping through a cracked door.